Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning to some. Welcome to SKTV. Um, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you to today's edition to the show. Welcome and welcome to all of you. We say welcome. Today's Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. Welcome to the show. We want you to invite someone. Um, Today's conversation, it's promising. We have a lot to talk about here, as you can see on the page. We'd also like to connect or disconnect the senatorial by-election in Lofa County, which is due on to occur on Tuesday, the 28th. We'd also like to bring that to your attention as to how it connects to the general presidential election 2023. Um, some might say there is a correlation. Some might say there is a correlation. Some might say the stage is being set for 2023. Some might say this will be a leap Trump. Um, a lot of different speculations about this senatorial by-election. Some might say that as well. But we want to welcome you to the show for today because we are going to explore these different possibilities. We're also going to explore what's going on within the CDC. We we are going to explore other issues going on as well. These things are all political things. There is no coincidence here. No, there is none. There is no coincidence here. These things are all well planned, um, and they're being carried out. They're scripted. They're being carried out very well. They're being executed very well. We want to welcome you to the show. Those of you watching us from Liberia, those watching us from Australia, the US, Canada, Europe, Asia. Again, especially those of you watching us from Liberia, we want to say welcome to today's edition. A lot to talk about. Um, a lot of things to talk about. So prepare prepare yourselves as the conversation would get heated, and at some point we will also try our best to open the lines so that you can contribute to this conversation. There are a lot of things happening. There are a lot of things happening behind closed doors in the public. There are a lot of things happening, but we want to welcome you. So share the show, invite other people. As always, we want to reference the Liberian people as the most important people on earth. That is a fact, as evidenced by us leaving our busy schedules and other things and attending to issues that concern Liberia, especially us being us being miles and miles away. We are still concerned with the issues that concern Liberia. Um, as also evidenced by the fact that you know we continue to support Liberia directly and indirectly. That's also a fact. But we want to reference the Liberian women as the most beautiful women on earth. That's why I believe. I don't know about you, but that's what I believe. As evidenced by that, my mother is beautiful. My auntie is beautiful. Um, other women, other Liberian women who have made sacrifices for my life to get me to where I'm at today is very, very beautiful. But they are very, very beautiful. I mean, we want to welcome each and every one of you to the show. Welcome to the show. Share the show, invite others. Today's conversation is promising. I can say that. I can say that to you that it's very, very promising. Again, there is a lot to discuss. There is a lot to talk about. Let's share the show. Let's invite others so that we can get started with the conversation. Again, there are a lot of things happening. Um, we're headed to the last moment. We are headed to the last moment into this conversation of elections in Liberia. So things will go very, very fast. And there will be a lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts. Again, a lot of moving parts. So going forward, we expect things to go very, very fast. Very fast. We also we all come here, I beg you. Don't make me laugh. And I knew thought again. Well, but let me get some seriousness here. Not me they will want to come in to be laughing here. um, we'll also try to speak briefly about what happened on Saturday, what's happening in the media, what's happening today with the CDC-led government. Um, Somebody said things are happening very fast, like how Simeon Taylor went, right? Oh, definitely so, Aura. Definitely so. That's a very good point. Like how Simeon Taylor left, overnight to head back to the CDC. Things are happening very fast. To be precise, things are happening fast. And yes, we expect things to happen this way. We expect the speed, the velocity to increase, especially when you're gearing towards election year. These things happen. They're not uncommon. They happen. And so, but we look forward to the process. Um, Anything could happen. Everything is up for grasp. So everyone would be playing their cards right. Everyone would be positioning themselves to ensure that they're achieving their goals or they're getting to the finish line. Whether it's the CDC, whether it's the Unity Party, whether it's the Liberty Party, whether it's the um, ANC, and other parties who want to, you know, contest in the presidential elections. We expect these things to happen. But again, this is politics. These things are expected. And we anticipated them. We anticipated them. And we know that they should happen. These are some of the norms that happen in politics. People position themselves. Um, and people start to do things that would make them to win. Now, mind you, this is a presidential election. This is not a senatorial election coming up 2023. Um, this is to win the leadership of the nation. This is the big power. The biggest thing is like everybody been playing Champions League, all the different leagues. Finally, they head on to the World Cup. So the World Cup is where you want to be. That's where the showdown is, you know, and it can't get any bigger than the World Cup, especially in terms of the presidency. It's a big thing. Um, as you can always listen to us here when we play that song, who want to become president. Everybody wants to become president, but only one person will be president. Everybody cannot be president. That is the interesting part of this thing. Everybody cannot be president. But let's share the show. At some point, Mr. Sekou Kane would be joining us for us to have this conversation. He is back from his trip. He's back from Dallas, so he should be joining us. So we expect to have a thought-provoking, stimulating conversation here today. But share the show in the meantime. Today, like I said, we might touch on the real fun. Might, not too sure, not 200%. We're looking at on Sunday to have Leo back for us to talk about we have not finalized this conversation or this deal, still in the air. But we want to talk about the dual citizenship on Sunday with Leo. On Saturday, we're still going to be here, and we're going to have another national conversation with the hope that we would have a guest. We're still working on the details. It hasn't been finalized, so we cannot confirm or deny the name of our guest here, but definitely look forward to it. But today we definitely want to zoom in and keep our conversation on CDC and what's really, 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 really going on in the CDC. We want to look at all possibilities. But let's share the show. Let's invite someone to be part of this conversation today. Oh, tomorrow, 3 p.m. will be on, or 3 p.m. Arizona time, 6 p.m. Eastern time will be on for mental health and wellness. So please share the show. Please share the show. We'll also be diving a little deeper into this senatorial by-elections in Lofa County. What it really, really means. What it really, really means. We'll be having that conversation. The senatorial by-elections in Lofa County. What it really means. We have to look at it from that context. What it really, 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 really means. And why is the Unity Party and even the CDC, who is not putting forth to say this is a sedition, we want to bring them to run in Lofa County. They did not put Jefferson Koji, they did not put Thomas Fala in the race there. But yet, they still have their hands in Lofa County. Did they deny Bernie Samukai to give the Unity Party a free ride? We'll talk about these things. We'll talk about what's at play and what's at hand. We also want to dive into the independent candidates' expectation or what could happen. So a lot of possibilities, a lot of things could happen. So let's share the show. We'll get to the musical break really quick. When we get back, we will dive into the conversation. It promises, like I said, to be very stimulating, very encouraging, and thought-provoking. But let's share the show as we get into this conversation. Thank you, and we will no copyright to the songs or song that we played on this podcast. All right. Well, this is one of my favorite songs. I'm yet to get someone that will interpret this song or this music fully um, or in details. I'm still looking. I really want to get someone that will interpret this song. All the people we brought on here, they either don't know what's going on, either they have no clue. They're as confused as myself about this song. But this song is this song is a good song. I like the rhythm. I like the beat. Unfortunately, I don't understand what's going on in that song. Some have had different interpretations of the song, which is quite interesting. Some have had different interpretations. I think we'd have to either protest or looking to, you know, some kind of interpreter here because everybody been giving different interpretation, and that those interpretations sometimes they're confusing. We need to corroborate all those different interpretations of this beautiful song by Friday. Itself for me, I think he's one of Liberia's best traditional artists. I've listened to him for a couple of times now. I think he's really really good. Oh well, let me identify a few people really quick, recognize you, and then we get into the conversation as we are with Mr. Kane, and we're with you to share the show. Siku, Salif, welcome to the show. Now, if you don't write, we wouldn't know that you are here. Also, if you are on a blank where a page where we don't see, or a neutral page where we don't see your face or your name, it will be hard to identify. So don't think for any moment or second that we are skipping you or we're overlooking you. That's not the case. That is not the case. The other name, how to pronounce you. I'll try. Rukhais, welcome to the show. Yvette, welcome to the show. Aura, welcome to the show. The Aura person is going to get hotter. Yeah, they get hotter, but no problem with that Aura. Let's do it. Garma, A. Johnson, welcome to the show. I should call you Garma, I should call you Garma. Why I should call you? I'll call you Garma. Garma, hello, welcome to the show. Who is this Facebook user writing Moses wrote plenty. What plenty boy you got ready, you get an email. What wrong with that person? You want to confuse us? Rosalind Dix, welcome to the show. Salomon 9, welcome to the show. Lai Fofana, welcome to the show. Lai is one of our very, very strong supporters, followers on SKTV. Thank you for your support over the months or years. Thank you so much. You're always here. And a lot of you, once we recognize the name, we will do. We'll do what we gotta do. Well, I normally don't let her identify family members in public, but I would have to do this one. Cousin, what's up? I try not to put you in a situation you can't handle on the Facebook yet, but say you put me in a situation I can't handle, I'll have to I just have to come out. Cousin, what's up? Say what's up to Auntie for me. We talk. I should be around your area soon. We talk. Thanks for all you do as well. Thank you so much. I can see you both holding it back and forth. So that I can want to talk about it. I just sure I didn't leave it. But yes, thank you always for the support. Thank you for always being on, cousin. Much love to you and your husband. Much love. And we'll talk. I'll be in the area very soon. Bye. Welcome to the show. Jackson, welcome to the show. There's another Facebook user that say hello. Facebook user, hello. I don't know your name. Facebook is not identifying you, anonymous. Joseph, welcome to the show. Gobler, welcome to the show. Papito, follow us from Germany, welcome to the show. Asumana, welcome to the show. Well, if you didn't write, then we wouldn't be able to identify you. We will not be able to identify. Yeah, cousin going on forward. I know that when people be attacking you now, we gotta get inside. We gotta get inside the noise. Okay, in the front. When people be attacking you now, anybody, I suppose. Last time I saw one other Saturday guy, I know any problem. They're attacking you. I said, well, wait a minute. I said, the guy need to slow down. No, I just gonna wait. But yes, Mr. Kane?
Yeah, hello.
What's up?
I'm doing wonderful, man.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome from Texas.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I did see some of your pictures. You seem like you were really, really chilling.
It was big fun.
That's
it was
good.
crazy. It was crazy fun, and I really loved it. I can't wait to go to the convention in New Jersey.
Yes, we will
August
be there.
26, 27, 28. If you mix it, that's it, man.
We'll
So
be
if
at the
you are in the East Coast, trust me, you got to show up.
Oh, but somebody near appear on Facebook as anonymous, but huh, I won't get in trouble for before I get arrested or something.
The person anonymous,
Yeah, they appear on the live feed as anonymous, but
yeah, Facebook call them Facebook user, right?
yes. So I don't
Yeah,
know, but the
I
person,
know I know some of them. I profile someone, I follow someone, they all the way to their living room.
yeah, but but you know
Yeah, I know someone. It's
what
okay.
Flomo unfortunately appears as one of the anonymous. I don't know what he did with SKTV.
The policeman Flomo?
Yeah, the man said if we try it, yeah,
I did agree. Flomo, the another anonymous
I'm
man.
telling you, the man appear anonymous. And the man just hear me or the man say you and simple that ticket you're getting. The man say you will just stop the oil, just drop your ticket on
You
your
swear
car and
this
drop
if you give people a ticket, they swear will behind you, not gonna be easy.
the man say the man say I should behave myself. Chief, I behave you. Flomo, welcome to the show. But I also want to welcome Michael Tippison. Michael, welcome to the show. Just before we get into the conversation, Sanoya Queen, welcome to the show. He's saying Seku nice office. He said we brought it office from all the way Texas. You get a nice office and whatever for you to say. Let me say one for my brother. You there? Okay, I got problem with you. I just looking at you on the show now.
She from Texas?
Yeah, she been in Texas.
Where?
Yeah,
In Dallas?
Sanoya, where your location on CD channel when I
But
find you?
you
Where
know
you
what? Is in Dallas? I mean Blackwell right now because all the people in Dallas that didn't come to see me, I come in Blackwell on them. But I want to say thank you to those that really came to see me. I appreciate it. The one that didn't come to see me, oh, she said she in Milwaukee.
No, that how that Papito say he in
Oh,
Milwaukee.
Papi said Milwaukee Papi watching. Milwaukee Papi is my buddy, so he's one of the key supporter of this platform right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well,
what's going on, man? What's happening, man? A lot's going on. A lot. I was just reading a post from the DNB. You know, what's about Lofa? It's kind of interesting. Yeah. So
you
I don't
want to
know
share
where
that with us?
I don't know where you're taking. Oh, no, he's not bunch shares. Man say he's gonna cover the entire Lofa County. He's gonna make sure he's gonna stay there till the by-election results are announced. So we shall see.
Well, but in that same context too, a few weeks ago, we'll have to point out to the public that Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai asserted that he does not have any confidence in NEC.
We're gonna
So
talk about that.
I'm a little confused, but like you said, we'll get into that because these are things we need to take in. But
We're gonna talk about that as well.
but Mr. Cannon, let's get into the conversation because today you are my guest.
Hmm.
There are a lot of things, there are a lot of questions on my mind, and I
Okay.
think on the minds of some Liberians as well concerning this entire senatorial by-election. Let's put this in context before I ask you the very first question. It was this same Lofa County that Joseph Yuma Boakai won, only Lofa County, in the 2017 elections when it came to the second round. It's been the same Lofa County that we've seen CDC has invested so much in over the past 3 to 4 years. We see Thomas Fala, we see Jefferson Koji. For one of the first time in Lofa County's history, Lofa County won the county meet under the auspice or the leadership of Jefferson Koji. It is also the same Lofa County we have to keep in mind that Bernie Samukai ran under the CPP banner via the Unity Party, won and was denied. It was this same Lofa County. My question to you before we even get started is there any connection with Lofa County in the 2023 elections? If so, what is that connection?
I think both both party talking about the Unity Party and CDC. They are playing like cat and mouse game. They are playing game in a way that if I win, oh yes, we are making progress. 2023 is for sure. If they loses, anyone that loses, they're like, oh yeah, we're not serious. That's why we didn't put much in there. CDC is in the race,
Hmm.
but CDC did not officially put a candidate in it. That is to say, yeah, we were there, but we're not there. So that if they're defeated, they will say, because this is this election in Lofa is gonna be like a testament, like a prelude as to what's gonna happen, how things gonna look like. It may not give a clear picture of the entire country. It may not give a clear picture of the entire country, but it will give you an idea as to what's in the people's mind, especially the people of Lofa County. So yes, the president and most of those um, seditious, they're watching closely, very, very closely. If TDC happen to win this election in that place, they will say, well, it's over for the Unity Party because that is the backyard of Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, who happened to be the face of the Unity Party. And even if CDC is to get close or maybe close the margin, like they get a significant margin, even if they loses, they're still going to celebrate. They're going to say, well, if we can get this close in Lofa County, then I mean, 2023 will look good for us. So it's like a testament. And I don't want to say God forbid, but if the Unity Party loses, then that will also be a clear message that the Une Kante ambassador Baka won in 2017 is no longer for him, and a close margin will also communicate that the Kante is in play come 2023. It will be like it will be up for grab.
Hmm. Okay. Well, then I'd like to, just before we move any further, I'd like to stick with the CDC aspect of this. Considering you said the CDC, if quote unquote halfway in, halfway out, because they did not officially bring in a candidate to say whether it was Sir Joseph or Thomas Fala or Jefferson Koji or someone, you know, from within the CDC. Do you think fear prompted this? Because let's go back a little bit. This same CDC, when the president did a county tour and he was in Lofa, the president asked the people of Lofa to support him. So, in effect, by extension, whoever the president would say in Labro put their hands up would have won. That would be the thought. Do you think fear played into the CDC not feeding a sedition or someone from the quote unquote party or from around the president's cycle? Do you think fear played a role into this that they could lose Lofa?
I wouldn't call it fear. Well, what it is like I said earlier, they are playing game. They played similar game before, if you can recall. During the by-election in Grand Cape Mount County, CDC had a candidate, but behind the scene, they supported this candidate financially, they supported this candidate morally, they did everything, but the CDC was not registered, that was the candidate that won, but did not win re-election. So CDC is playing it safe, playing in the sense that if that person loses, so it can be CDC defeat.
Okay.
If the person wins, then it is CDC win. I hope you're getting it. So what they're trying to do, they think people are stupid. That's what they think. They are playing it safe, openly supporting this person, openly endorsing this person, but it's not a CDC candidate. So if the person wins, CDC will take the credit. And that person will caucus and do everything with the CDC. If the person loses, then we say, well, we're just helping, but we know our candidate in there. So they just want to be safe. They're trying to play it safe so that they can be on the side of defeat. But if there's a win, they will take it.
But in the same token, sticking with the CDC here, is it an added advantage for this person that the CDC is supporting, or is it a disadvantage for this person? Considering some of the information we are getting is this candidate that they are supporting, indirectly or directly, has some momentum, but some are saying because of the CDC identifying with this candidate, it takes away some of the momentum. So what would you say? Do you think they should have played the same way they played in, they should have gone by the same playbook in what I was in other counties where they supported from the back as opposed to putting a face, or publicly identifying with this candidate or showing their hands? Because I'm seeing Thomas Fala, as of this morning in studio in Lofa County, talking. So then the question becomes, is it an advantage now that they've shown the hand, or is it a disadvantage to this candidate?
Depending who is looking at it.
Okay.
And depending to who you're campaigning to. So for some, it is an added advantage. Because why? Of late, the sons and daughters of Lofa County that are in this government have somehow turned towards Lofa County. Lofians are kind of feeling their presence now in terms of reaching out to the people, in terms of doing one or two things in the county, as far as development is concerned. They are not, before they are written off Lofa County like a no-go zone in the past. But then now they've come to realize, no, we can't do this. We have great sons and daughters of this country in this government in good positions. Let's see what they can, bring for us. So CDC is playing it safe at the same time, trying to test, trying to see, testing the water to see what's going on. If CDC can do any remarkable inroad in the vote in this by-election, trust me, Lofa County come 2023 will be the playground for the CDC. If they can make any significant inroad, let's say, for example, if the margin for the winner, or let's say CDC end up getting 40% of the vote, or above 40% of the total vote, in as much as we know these by-elections are somehow, low turnout. But if CDC gets some significant margin, trust me, that will be an indication that yes, indeed, Lofa is in play, and we will go there 2023. We will campaign much more. In fact, we take the president there. Everybody will go there. Jamal Molu will go. Everybody will go there. But if it's the other way around, wherein CDC got flogged, if there's a blowout, trust me, CDC will not campaign in Lofa County 2023. This is just a test. They're trying to know exactly what's going on. So the guy who is CDC candidate right now, if people minds are changing, it will be at his advantage.
Okay.
And I'm talking about people minds are changing about the Unity Party, especially what happened in the Brandon Samuka case. If some people's going to blame the Unity Party for not doing much, or Jason Mabuakai for not doing enough for their kinsman, then definitely
Mm-hmm.
the guy, the CDC guy, CDC supported Kennedy will turn to benefit. But the downside is if Lufian look at CDC as enemy of Lofa, because they try to blame the CDC for not allowing Bernie Samuka to take his seat.
Mm-hmm.
Lufian, I think that way would now vote for anybody that got the name CDC associated with them. So that would be the disadvantage. That's why I say it depending who you talk to, or also depending who is voting. But overall, this whole thing, it is going to be two referendum on the Sidician, Lufian Sidician, to see whether they have any leverage, whether they can move needle in Lofa County, whether they are in fact important. And mind you, that will also indicate their status in the CDC, whether CDC will take them seriously or not. You know, people always say, oh, this person here is not even doing anything in his backyard. When CDC got whipped in Montserrat, everybody said Joshua is losing a big time because
Mm-hmm.
that's his backyard. So having a massive defeat in Lofa County this time around, after putting everything they are putting in right now, that will be a clear indication that CDC will not even campaign in Lofa.
Okay. Well, this is very interesting because this is very interesting because this school, like you said, this school. So this is something more of looking
And,
into the
and,
people.
and, and I want to say something. If you can recall, after the issue with Simon Taylor and the Unity Party, Kennedy about the CPP, who to carry, who they shouldn't carry. Even though the ANC withdrew their support or the endorsement for the Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Nima Boakai and other CPP people, they went to Lofa in campaign. I mean, on Grand Cape in campaign
Mm-hmm.
for the UP candidate. And that person did not even come third. So CDC candidate that they had, that they were supporting behind the scene with money and everything they had, that person won. So yes, it's possible. It's
Okay.
possible. It's possible that we could see the same similar, same scenario playing in Lofa.
Okay. That makes sense. I wanted to focus on the CDC that much, but because of time, we'll have to push just one more question to you. Then we'll pivot to the Unity Party or opposition, and then we'll also speak about the independent candidates in there. These factors we have to take them into consideration. I want to speak about the CDC just a little more. Do you think a win for the CDC candidate, whoever they support in this race,
Mhm.
could rejuvenate, could create a new momentum for 2023, or could spark the debate that this is the final nail in the coffin for the Unity Party, considering they were not able to win in their own backyard? And here's another part of this question: do you really think the CDC is in to lose this thing after they've denied Bernie Samukai the seat, after they've made investments in Lofa County? Do you think the CDC is in to win to lose this seat? What do you think?
Nobody, except for spoilers, nobody goes to any race to lose. You go in a race to win. And CDC think they can win, but they try to play safe, not to affix their name to the candidate. But that candidate, of course, is a CDC, is a CDC candidate. And beyond that, we were reliably informed that this person promised the CDC that if you support me, if I win the election, I can guarantee that the CDC will carry Lofa County come 2023. Yeah, that is reliable information, and they can't deny it. I know there was a conversation.
Can you state that? Can you restate that again?
And we are privileged to live through the information. Here's the thing, the deal. This guy here, like he said, had a momentum going into the election.
Yes.
So he needed some support, like some helping hand to put him out there. And they had a deal with the CDC that you don't have to carry me as CDC candidate or support me. If you support me, and if I win the election, I can guarantee that CDC can win Lofa County in 2023. They're talking about presidency. That's why this candidate is not President Weah preferred candidate, but he is the preferred candidate for the CDC party based on the agreement.
Okay.
That if this guy wins, if CDC support this guy wins, definitely the CDC will win the next election in Lofa County come 2023. So CDC is putting everything into this. Talking about money, everything that you can imagine. So if they loses, trust me, it will be a big blow to them. And I wouldn't say winning this will rejuvenate the spirit of CDC, or it seem like, okay, now CDC is getting back. No, CDC have lost it. CDC has a lot of problems. Even if CDC end up winning in Lofa in this particular Senatorial debate, cannot guarantee 2023. I can tell you that. 2023, CDC has a bigger problem than this election.
Okay, and we're definitely diving into the CDC issue very soon. But then I want to pivot to the Unity Party and the possible chances of winning this election. I do want to pivot to the Unity Party. One of the first concerns is, which I have not seen Bernie Samokai, but one of the first concerns is, I've really not seen Bernie Samokai on the campaign trail with them. He could be there, and I stand to be corrected, but I've not seen him. I've not heard of him. You have to also recall that Bernie Samokai is a son of the sword, and he has huge momentum.
Where's that noise coming from? Friend?
I think there's a lawn going on in the front yard. So let me get. But let me ask you the question before I go there. Let me ask you this question before I go there to tell them to please do it some other time. CDC, the Unity Party, Bernie Samokai had momentum. Apart from the CPP, Bernie Samokai has his own momentum. Bernie Samokai has a connection with the people of Lofa. You can't deny that. So the question now is, now that we've not seen Bernie Samokai on a campaign trail or in that campaign mode, does that take away from Unity Party? Now we did not see Unity Party standing in solidarity as we were supposed to see them when the seat was being taken from Bernie Samokai to some extent. Does this play a factor into the winning or the losing of this senatorial by-elections in Lofa County for the Unity Party? Do you think there will be an impact?
Yeah, definitely. There will be some Unity Party supporters or voters that are not going to vote for whoever Unity Party is going to put in there, especially those who feel that Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party did not do enough to fight for Bernie Samuka. Some of them still feel like, some of them feel betrayal, saying that, Unity Party and Ambassador Boakai, they were so fast to accept defeat. Like, they didn't fight enough for them, for Bernie Samuka. So those with that mindset are not going to vote for Boakai or anybody Boakai going to support. But we don't know the number we don't know how many people thinking like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But one thing I know for sure, this election, this by-election is going to be very interesting, and it will give us an idea as to what to expect come 2023 in Lofa. Now, it's not going to be an indication for the entire country, but in Lofa County. And mind you, if you are a Unity Party supporter or partisan of the Unity Party, you want to see Unity Party winning this thing hands down. At least that will indicate that even if Baka is to lose again, he will still have Lofa County like he did in 2017. So like I was saying, I said this election, not only they're going to be a testament for all the parties, the result may not reflect what to expect in 2023. But if you are a United Party supporter, you want to see this win. You want to make sure that you win this one hands down, not only winning it, but winning it hands down. So that at least even if Bakai, if he runs in 2023, and end up losing, at least you expect him to win Lofa again if you win this one. So, yeah, but a defeat of the Unity Party this time, if that happened, I'm not sure if that will happen, because this is like in Liberia we say the last button on Joe's coat. That button cut now, no more, nothing to hold it. So if Joseph Boakai and Unity Party end up winning this, it would not be a big deal. People are like, well, this is suspected. But if it is the other way around, then that could be very, very bad.
Well, but Mr. Kane, then we have to keep this in mind, because some will say the United Party winning Lofa County could give a reset or jumpstart to the United Party's campaign or bid for the 2023 presidential election. If they were to win this election, it would be a huge momentum on their side.
Not necessarily. If this was an election of Unity Party or an election in Nima County, or this is something in Motsuharo, or this is something in Grand Jide, somewhere where United Party is not doing well or had never done well, then you will say, yes, this is somehow a sense of rejuvenation to see, to reawaken the spirit of the United Party. Now, United Party gets some leverage. But this is somewhere, and in fact, this is the only county the United Party won in the second round, 2017. And just 2020, the United Party won the Senatorial seat massively. So winning there will not be a big deal. It will only give them the internal feeling of the Unity Party will make them feel, well, even though this happened, but we still get Lofa. We still, somehow we are still together in Lofa County. But it will not communicate anything more than winning in Lofa. No, it's not. It's not going to create any momentum. Trust me. It's going to be the same thing. What would be a big deal if somebody else wins in Lofa order the Unity Party candidate, then that would be a big deal. And that would be send a clear message. And if the CDC, trust me, they'll be very happy. And Lofa County will be their playground 2023. And also, don't forget, sometimes people tend to forget about some of the history, some of recent history. During 2023 election, senatorial election, a lot of independent candidates won. They were never discussed. They were never talked about. Nobody even expected them. Nobody even knew them. But they flogged all the major, party candidates.
Hmm.
So you never know. Could we see a surprise? Some surprises? Of course. It's possible. It's possible. Somebody else could pull it off. Why CDC and Unity Party fighting each other? Some people who are tiring, who are saying, you know what, we don't care about any of these people anymore. They could go other way. Who knows?
Okay.
I saw something today when I saw Eugene Fagon, the former uh,
Assistant
I'm not,
Minister.
no, I'm not sure if this person knows the rule of this platform. The person is saying, using F word. I think the changed Samantha person again. We blocked the last time. Yeah,
Samantha is back. I don't know who.
yeah. I think they created another fake account. Yeah, so I'm trying to make sure we send that person for safekeeping so
I
they
think
can
we
be
did.
disturbing. Yeah, I just did that. So, so it's possible somebody could come from the blind side, but you never know. It is election. It's not finished till it's finished.
Okay, so then speaking of that, then let's get into the independent candidates. Let's get into to them as well. What do you make of the independent candidates and the surprise that could happen, considering we've seen the most recent um, election, the representative, we've seen that it was independent candidate who won. Both the CDC and the CPP were rejected, or the opposition and the CDC were rejected. What do
Yeah,
you make of that? We have a surprise here.
it's possible. It's not certain, but it's possible. You know, it depends on the turnout. How many people are going to turn out to vote?
Okay,
Let's say, for example, if the turnout is low, then there could be a major surprise.
hmm.
When Eugene Fagon talk about spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, it means that they have seen something. It means that they are seeing something that you must not seeing.
Right.
These people, when they speak or when they talk, I don't just listen to or don't look at the mouth. I I look at what the message they're sending. So spoiler alert means, and he even made mention of Memo Fofana.
Yeah.
That means Memo Fofana is making an inroad,
Okay.
big time. So if you look at it, Memo Fofana being elected twice
Right.
as representative in the biggest district in Lofa County,
Hmm.
and that include the biggest city of Vanjama in Lofa County.
Hmm.
So she being elected twice. And beyond that, the last election, he also had over 10,000 votes.
Right.
And both elections where she was elected, I believe she has over 10,000 votes. And that was just that county. I mean, that district. So during the the by-election, senatorial by-election, during the 2020 election, senatorial election, she got a little more over what she received in her district. So this time around, being the only female, if the
Hmm.
women, if the women factor come to play, and also being, I believe, the only Muslim, I'm not sure of that. Wherein most people from the Bandi tribe, from the Madingo tribe, who are Muslim, the ones that will look at it from that perspective will also go her way. So she could get vote not only in her district this time around, but the vote in her district is kind of like a guarantee vote for her,
Right.
proven by the record.
Hmm.
So yeah. So if there's a low turnout, that means if she can get her number that you normally get, and add other number from other area to
Hmm.
that, we could see a surprise. I'm not sure,
And I want
but
to
possible.
add something on it. I want to add something else on a Miami Fofana factor here. Not only that she's a female, she's maybe, I stand to be corrected, the only female in the race at this
Yeah,
point.
no, that's for the fact. She's the only female.
Right. But also she's ran there before.
Yeah.
That would be a huge factor. Also, with the with everything you've said here today, especially with some Unity Party partisans who might say, hey, listen, the Unity Party did not see the Bernie Samoka thing through. We didn't feel that there was much support. We don't trust them. We don't want to have to vote for the candidate or this voter fatigue. So guess what? Mamu Fofana has been with the Unity Party. We know her. We'll go that way. On the other side, the flip side, some seditians who do not support this candidate that the CDC are putting their hand behind, some Lofians who might say, hey, listen, we don't care about the CDC here. CDC is a no-go zone. They're messing up the country. But we'll vote for Maimo Fofana because she presents herself as independent and as neutral. On the other hand, too, other citizens might say, hey, Maimo Fofana is not a bad person. She left the opposition. She's neutral right now. But guess what? She is also saying that she would support the president re-election. That could be also a space for her to win. And most people are not paying attention to her. The focus is on the big boys or the
And guess what?
what
I saw I saw the first debate. Guess what? It
what
was only Maimun Fofana and one other candidate. In Vanyama, imagining.
what
Can you imagine? Only two of them. There's supposed to be six people, but the other people were not there to make the case.
hmm.
But the other people didn't care about having a debate in the biggest city, in the capital city of the country. And only two of them show up, and they had a debate to make their case to the people in Vanyama. They went to Foya. How many people participated? So, in short, all these things are important because if you go to a debate, you may not change all the minds, but everybody get their own issue. Everybody get area that they care about. The person who can talk about that and give them some sense of hope, that person can carry their vote. So we don't know how many minds will change,
So
but yet that was that was to our advantage.
I wanted to throw this question in about the opposition. Senator Yumli Kanga Lawrence, Benana Ure, and other people left the opposition, left the CPP. They seem to form a pact or a group or solidarity group or whatever now. They're working together. It's not a hidden secret, public knowledge. But I'm yet to see Senator Yumli Kanga Lawrence with Joseph Yuma Boakai or Darius Dillon, Benana Ure in Lofa County, campaigning with the Unity Party. What's going on? Why aren't they there?
I
Isn't
think,
that
yeah, I think we asked that question before, and we were told that DeLong was on his way to Lofa to campaign for Unity Party candidate.
okay?
I did not see it, but we heard that. And we also saw Senator Yumli in a plane that she was traveling outside of Liberia.
Right,
I know that was not heading to Lofa County.
right.
So, so
That was a bit concerning for my end though.
yeah, it was concerning. But
It's very
well,
concerning.
let me tell you this. You remember Ma'am Vanna said something here? She said she might not go there. That she said Yumli might not go there to go vote for her, but she might not also go to campaign against her because they have something in common. We just created Women Legislative Caucus, for which Yumli is the chairperson,
Okay,
and they have opted to. I mean, they have agreed to support each other to support to get more women representation in the legislature. So I'm not sure if Yumli will actually be willing to openly go and openly support somebody else against one of their own, especially when they just created that group within the Liberian legislature. So I don't think this election of this senatorial election will actually show a picture of what to see, what to expect come 2023 in the presidential election. Trust me. Everything going on right now is good for the politics, but 2023 will be totally different. The presidential election will be totally different. Because why? A lot of people that are on the fence will jump in.
hmm.
And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really, really crazy. And there's no guarantee. Let me tell you this. There is no guarantee that Joseph Boakai will run, first and foremost. Secondly, if he runs, there is no guarantee that Yombli Kanga Lawrence will be his vice presidential pick. There's no guarantee to anything. So, whatever we're seeing right now, it will be totally different. Come 2023, it will be totally different. We'll see. And we'll see very soon. Right after this election, you will see a lot of things happening.
Okay. Well, while we're on the show, I'm getting some updates.
And Beatrice, the chairlady said she won't be part of it. She won't be your political analyst free of charge.
Yeah, I'll have to. We'll have to arrange that behind closed doors so that we can further work it out.
Free of, how smart she is, right? So if you bring that woman here, she will come here and you leaning Liberty Party, you will jump into Liberty Party. You will not be leaning anymore. You'll jump into Liberty Party because she's too smart. You'll jump on board with the Liberty Party.
While we're on the show, also, I'm getting some information here that Benana Ure and the rest of the crew would be headed to Lofa County this weekend.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure from the CDC side if Koji and the rest of the team too would be headed there as to boost. You got no Thomas Fala is there as to boost, their candidate side as well. Whether you like it or not, it's coming down to a CDC and a Unity Party showdown in Lofa County. But again, don't overlook the uh, independent candidates' role in this thing. It could make a shift things around here. But Mr. Kanye, let me ask you this last question. Then we'll get to CDC because that's where we're going to focus on the rest of the time and then open the line at some point. Who do you think should win the senatorial election and why?
Where?
In Lofa, who do you think should win it and why?
Who do I think should win it?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
No. You
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. You see the other question coming.
who do I think? Yeah, who do I think should win the central election in Lofa?
Yes, and why?
Who do I want or do I think should win?
Well, you put it in a way that you want to best answer. Maybe the way I said it, it doesn't suit you, but put it in the way that you would answer it.
Um, you know, I'm one person. I don't play flap, and I would like to be consistent with whatever I do.
Hmm.
The last election, the last senatorial election,
Right.
I had three candidates in the election. I supported Dillon, I supported Jomli, and I supported Mariam Fofana. And now that Mariam Fofana is in the race, I would love to see her winning. And why? I've always said that I really like to see women participation in politics. So if a woman trying to go for the bigger position, somebody who also have served 12 years, almost 12 years now, with some impeccable record of accomplishment, that proven accomplishment that can be established, by our own people that have been voting for her, then why not take that to the entire country? Which is she gonna win? I don't know. Is it possible she can win? Yes, of course. Election is not finished till you finish. But if you ask me who you think will win, I think, I'm not sure, but I think the Unity Party candidate will win. And here's why. Because that is the home of Joseph Njuma Boakai, former vice president. That's a name recognition. That's a big name. And his support for anybody in our country is a big plus. So possibly Boakai's candidate could win. That's like I said, it will not be a surprise to me. That is something that is expected. If it goes the other way, that would be a big surprise. But if you ask me who you want to see winning this election, I would say Representative Maimu Fofana. And not because she's a sister, not because I know her personally, but the whole record of accomplishment, her experience. I'm on the show, Abu. So per her record of accomplishment, per her experience. Imagine this lady served as the Unity Party legislative chair of the Unity Party Legislative Caucus for almost 10 years. That's a big deal. That's a big experience. Unity Party, they're not just female or male, but the entire Unity Party Legislative Caucus for almost 10 years. And we never heard any scandal, major corruption scandal or anything behind her. That's a big deal. And when I'm looking for leaders in Liberia, I look for people who do not have a lot of corruption problem behind them. People who can show their accomplishment, not just for themselves, but for the people. that they represent. When you see people electing you twice, Steve, it means that you have done something for them, or you have met. If now all of their expectation, you have met their expectation. So I think Ma'am Fofana deserve the position, but who decides? It's the people. So the people of Lofa will decide. So if you ask me who do you think should win, I think Ma'am Fofana should win because she deserve it, because she have earned it. But who knows? So
Okay.
yeah. So who do I expect to win? Maybe I think Joseph Boakai's candidate will win because of Joseph Boakai. That's the only candidate he has leverage. That's the only candidate he won in the 2017 second round. And that's the only candidate that Joseph Boakai can freely, the Unity Party can freely say, we can win this. Besides that, nothing else.
Okay. Well, thank you. As we pivot, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, this is SKTV. Thanks for following us. Jay Randy, hi, how are you? Some people name are not showing up on the screen, Mr. Kane. They're not showing up for some reasons. I'm not sure, but like you said, we'll get to that. And having a female representation to increase the number of female in the Senate, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Um, I think it's a good idea. I really think so. Amidst everything that's going on, I would hope the best candidate for the people of Lofa would win. I hope this time around they will elect someone with spine. Let me put it that way, as opposed to what they have in Steve Zago, who's disgraced Steven Zago, who's disgraced our county by flip flopping. I think he needs to get serious and stay focused on his work. I think he really does. He needs to get serious. He hasn't been serious at all. He's just been there with a BB title and a BB name, talking BB thing and just confusing himself. But let's get to the CDC. Somebody said Moses should call it, or I'll call it. But let's get to the CDC, Mr. Kane. Let's get to the CDC. What's really going on with the CDC? What do you think?
Well, I listened to CDCians lately, and notably, I listened to what's his name, um, Dr. Lester Tenney. I listened to him his interview. I listened to Eugene Fagon on several occasions, and I can tell you, CDC has a serious problem, even bigger than the opposition's problem.
Hmm.
You know, I I was reading something the other day. The Secretary General, who happened to be from another party, says in October of this year, 2022, the coalition article of framework will expire and a new one will be formed.
Hmm.
Three political parties and perhaps a new one will endeavor to formulate a new coalition's article. The core principle upon research article will be signed by the political parties with equity and democratic terms. And in the rest of the write up, CDC is crumbling. CDC is crumbling from within. They don't want to admit. They will try to downplay. They will try to act like it's a non issue. But there are a lot of people in the CDC that are thinking or feeling like Eugene Fagon, like Lester Tenney, and a lot of other people. The noise maker within the CDC, they don't know, and they are not in any way in a position to know, to understand, because nobody cares about them. Those are people who make noise. Those are the ones that we consider as the toothless bulldogs. They can just bark, but they can't bite. They just make noise. But they are not relevant, by the way. But all relevant citizens understand and knows exactly what is going on. As I speak to you right now, discussions are going on. CDC, some of them call themselves disenchanted citizens, disenfranchised citizens, abandoned citizens, isolated citizens, and the rest of it. So CDC is divided, heavily divided within. And those people who are alarming right now, they're alarmist, which include Lester Cheney and Eugene Fagon. They are not doing it because they don't like CDC. They are not doing it because they actually want to form a different party. No. Market just added another adjective to it, disgruntled sedition. Yeah. So there are a lot of seditions, you can use any adjective to describe their position or who they are. But yes, indeed, they are. They are frustrated sedition. They are seditions that really, really, they are really angry. But for the most part, Steve, they are not angry because they really want to join a different party. They are not angry because they are capable of creating another party or joining somebody else. They are angry because they're trying to get the attention of the president. They are angry because they want to get attention. And to them, the only way they can get to the president is to threaten his re-election. They know when they do that, they will get the attention of the president. Eugene Fago is angry because he got fired. Eugene Fago is not doing it because he loves Liberia. He's not doing it because he wants to see Liberia in another direction. Eugene Fago supported and defended every erroneous behavior of this government. He supported, aided, and abetted all the corruptions in the government. Because he was not given the position to become the proper or the minister proper of information, he got angry. He started going ballistic, and that's why he got fired. It's not because Eugene Fagon loved Liberia or he loved the government that he want to do good thing for Liberia. No. They just want to send message to the government to get the president attention that we are angry citizens. Either because he got fired, either because the other one they didn't get appointment, or the other ones, the person that is a breadwinner for them, for their family, did not get appointment. Some of them also feel like, okay, they are well educated, knowledgeable, experienced than some people, and those people were given position, but they were not given anything. So those people, you listen to Lester Tenney, right? He said all the bad things about the government, question the mental state of the president, and question the president's inability to make decision. But yet he said if the election was held today, he was vote for him. You're going to vote for the man. Does that make sense to you? You question the man's ability to make decision. You question the man's mental state. You said the man does not have the political will. But yet he said if the election was held today, we'll vote for the man. That means this fight they are fighting is not about good governance. It's not about seeing Liberia on the right path. It's all about getting their share of the pie. That's all it's about. It's about getting their share of the pie. Not because they love Liberia. And let me tell you something. These people, even if the president failed to listen to them, they would rather stay home, now vote, but they will never vote for anybody else. They will never vote for somebody else because you know what? Their sense of reasoning is very, 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 very small. Very, very small. The sense of belonging that they had, the pride they had to be citizens, the pride that they had, the way they fought, the way they insulted. Imagine what used to happen when CDC got elected 2018, 2018, 2019. The level of threat by those brainless little ones. They used to be insulting everybody, insulting all the women that will criticize CDC, insulting you myself, threatening us, threatening to kill people. Where are they today? Because they are non-entity. Nobody cared about them. They wouldn't care about those people for election. So those people today too, they felt they deserve position. So in short, Steve, CDC is divided, but this division is not going to help. CDC, you have two kinds of division right now. CDCian. We're talking about Congress for Democratic Change. They are divided. Those little minds, unqualified, unsophisticated, hoodlums that were insulting people, attacking people. They believe too they deserve position, and nobody giving their attention. So why? So they're going to rebel, and their rebellion, they're not going to support anybody else. All they will do, they just sit home, not support the CDC. Just as the day in the just ended program they had, they decided not to attend. That's all they can do. They don't have impact. They don't have idea. They don't have no sense of direction to say they're going to organize their own party. They don't have that mental capacity. They don't. And the ones that are educated, the intellectuals class of them, they are broke. They got nothing. They are only fighting for themselves. So they're not going to threaten the government or the CDC to do anything extraordinary. The only thing they can do is to stay home. That's the first class of them. The second division, that's the real one. The NPP and the other party, I don't know, LP, I don't know how they call it, whatever.
LPDP?
LPDP of Ellis Tyler. That is the real division. The document that is referenced here, that document will expire October of this year, 2022. You remember every time Vice President Joy Howard was asked about the possibility of still running with George Weah 2023, she said, let's wait.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait until October 2022. That means they need to revisit the agreement. The current agreement states that if CDC provide the standard bearer this year, 2017, then in the next election, NPP will provide a candidate, the standard bearer, which is supposed to be Joe Howard Taylor. And after that, Ellis Tyler on the party too will provide the standard bearer for the collaboration they have. How do you call it? Is it collaboration or coalition, right?
Coalition.
coalition that they have. So that is the real opposition within the CDC. CDC without the coalitions, Congress for Democratic Change, they cannot win anything. Even with the coalition, they could not win the first round. So people don't want to see people talking about, oh, the opposition are divided, CDC will win. CDC is all even more divided than the opposition. Because you know what? CDC came together, they won an election, but they could not govern in unity. From the get-go, since 2018, since those guys got into office, it's one fight after another, one fight after another. Beyond that, seditionists who are fighting the government or the president, they are fighting the president because of McGill. The ones that are getting their way with McGill are happy. They want McGill to remain. The ones that are not getting their way are angry. They want McGill to be removed. But guess what? McGill is going nowhere. McGill is the brain for the president. If you look at the engine, we remove the engine from the car, it's still going to be a car, but it's not going to move. And the direction, the steering for the president is Samuel Toy. The president just the driver sitting down there. When you remove the engine and the steering, where the car will go. So those angry seditionists, including Molba Molu, they are just angry because they are not getting the access they want to have to the president. Forgetting to know that if you still can see me every day right now on a daily basis, we talk, we see, we eat, we do everything together every day. Trust me, if you become president of Liberia, or if I become president of Liberia, unless you're in a position of a chief of staff, special aid, or somebody of that nature, other than that, you're not going to have the same access to me. So, Maggie, Tue, and the president, they are down together buddies. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, the president will. I mean, we've had enough. We've seen enough. So, in short, Steve, the CDC is heavily divided, and as a result, there might be some seditionists that will vote other way, but majority of those people who are angry right now, they are diehard seditionists. They might not vote for anybody else. They would rather stay home. But that problem is not going to be solved. It's not going to be resolved. Because why? Their problem is for McGill to be removed. And this president, if remove McGill, it's not like he killing himself. So at the end of the day, they will get angry. The one that will join different party, they will not join any party publicly, but they might vote for somebody, or they might be there looking for money for anybody who give them money to vote for that person. But CDC cannot win when they remain divided like this. And I believe they will remain divided because what they are asking for is not going to happen. The president is not going to remove McGill.
Well, I want to go back to something that I've always said on the show. CDC, the defeat of CDC will not come from the opposition. It's not just possible. It will come from within. And we're seeing signs and semblance of these things. It sounds like joke. It sounds like play for now. It sounds unrealistic. But yes, I agree with you. All this thing where you see them acting like they're making peace or whatever, that is not true. That's not what's really going on. It's past the stage of disenchantment. disgruntled, hungry, tired masses. It's past that. It's gone to the highest level now, wherein people coming up openly and speaking the way they are speaking, challenging, calling names, talking down on people, and so forth. It's no longer politics, it's personal now because people are not seeing themselves. And even if they were to go to the election and win, they know that it will even get worse because they've put themselves on record. So this is a big problem for the CDC. To even tell you that this is a bigger problem, the CDC that get big mouth, they can show strength in number, right? Why then carry the 17th anniversary celebration to to the sports stadium, SKD? Why? And now they play the president, let it go. Why they got to carry in the backyard behind the horse that can only take 2,000 people or
Because they were
more
not
or
because they were
less?
not sure. Because they were not sure of anything.
Exactly.
They know the internal wrangling is there. So
Yes.
they will try to they try to avoid being made shame because they always talk about number. And if are they going to even Anthony Stockman Stadium? If not SKD, if Anthony Stockman Stadium, it will have been a disaster. So the best bet was to go behind the house so that they can look like it can look like they're
Even
around.
with behind the horse, Mr. Kane, they did not pull numbers.
But you
They
hear
did
what
not.
the guy said? The guy said in the morning up to noon they were still waiting. They went there, nobody were there. They had to go beg people, pay money to people to get on the bus to come in and be there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, people who actually let me say something, Steve. Like we always, I've said this to most of my friends, behind the scene, but let me say it in public. Let me say this. People who think, oh, opposition are not together. Opposition are fighting among themselves. Oh, opposition, they're nobody. Oh, they can't do that. Those are people that don't understand politics. Opposition, they're not going to be together. But opposition have one thing in common is to see the current government replaced. Opposition, they will fight because the leaders are looking at one thing. They all want to be president. But when it becomes apparent to say yes, only one person from the opposition can get this, then you will know the opposition within the opposition. People who were among the opposition only to come and destroy the opposition will go to the government. And real opposition that really love Liberia, they want to see changes in Liberia, they want to see Liberia change for the better. Trust me, we'll go one side, regardless of who is holding them.
Hmm.
Opposition that were not with the opposition at all, but they were pretending to be with the opposition, will go back to where they belong. They will go back to the government. Mark my word.
Hmm. But Mr. Kane, this whole CDC noise, I'll have to predict on the show here that it will escalate. It will get worse.
Yeah.
It would get worse. It's going to get worse. This thing that they're talking about, and they were talking internally or whatever it is, it will get worse. It will not get better from here. It will get worse. And the possibility of the CDC splitting from that letter or that communication from the Secretary General. I think he's a sitting senator of the CDC from the MPFL. It's a problem. That communication is a problem. That communication sends a clear message that everything will be on the table to grasp, which means President George Weah would not be the walk in the park anymore for him.
In the
Hmm.
in that in the conclusion, the thing I was reading to you, the document I was reading to you. Let me just read some part that I didn't read. They said the new coalition article. They say the core principle upon research article will be signed by the political parties with equity and democratic terms. There will be. Let me make sure because I'm not wearing glasses. So. There will be primaries at the constituencies and county levels to derive the coalition's candidates for elections. You listening? There will be in a black and white in a said document. No one party will handpick a nominee to represent the coalition. You listening? You listening? Neither will any member of the coalition's constituent party will be denied of participating in the primary. Listen to that.
It's a problem. These guys
so they are telling you, you know exactly what they're saying, and this is very clear.
Yeah.
And you know who reposted this thing? Eugene Fagon.
Okay.
Eugene Fagon take a part of that document to make a point that there is serious problem within the coalition. You know, Eugene Fagon did not come from the original CDC. He joined and become a part of the CDC because of the coalition. Now they are saying now, whether for president, for vice president, for any position, if they're going to be voting as coalition, no one party will handpick. So CDC, like Congress for Democratic Change, they shouldn't expect that Jowiya will just come and rise and become president and become the standard bearer again. That Jowiya will not just pick anybody to be vice president. That Jowiya and also in the CDC, Congress for Democratic Change, they will not be able to stop anybody within the coalition to contest for any position, including the presidency. So that's why they say primary, because that was the agreement. So let's assume the people got together and formulate this agreement. Now it's going to expire. They want to reform it, they want to reform it. They want to change it. They want to do whatever they want to do with it. But there are some core principles that will remain. Those principles include the right to participation, the decision by majority, not just handful of people. And if somebody say, no, the Supreme Court said that agreement is not valid, it's not this, okay, granted. If that agreement is not valid, that means there's no more coalition. You understand that? That means is that agreement, that agreement is not valid. The Supreme Court say, yeah, we have to control the Supreme Court. Supreme Court say, okay, the agreement is not valid, fine. The thing that bound all together is the coalition, is the document. So if the document is not valid, that means no, nothing is binding. We can go separate ways. Guess what? That means CDC will go back to its original form. Congress for Democratic Change that ran twice for president. They did not win. They ran for the third time with the coalition. They could not win the first round, and they won the second round. So imagine if you were CDC Congress for Democratic and you won, you did not win the presidency. Now you came together with other guys, NPP, that gave you Bon County and Magibi, and you come in, if you are divided, separated with those people. We all saw how Joe Howard were treated. She was treated, she had been treated the whole time. Because she's not talking doesn't mean she's not doing something. No, she's doing something behind the scene. She's working very hard. That's why McGee and other guys been trying in one county and McGee in other part to see whether they can break or win. Well, guess what? It's just getting juicy.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? I'll say this to and I say NPFL, I'm very sorry. NPP, I meant the party. I'll say this to NPP and any other party that's within our coalition or collaboration, however you want to term it. Let me say this to you. This is the perfect opportunity in October for you to come to the table and make arrangements. If you allow this opportunity to slide, and God forbid the CDC wins the second round, you will not only be alienated, you will not only be isolated, you could be kicked out for good and you will do nothing. Imagine your first round, your first presidency, you came to agreement, people can even hold the agreement.
Yeah.
The CDC, the Congress of Democratic Change, is acting as though only them get right to feed candidates. The jobs, the position, other things. They just leave you hanging. Just imagine, God forbid, if they were to win second round, what they would do to you. Imagine.
They will kick them out 100% completely.
Exactly. Imagine what they would do to you. Just think about it. Let's just sit down there and go talk behind the hall, you'll play fun. But then something that you also said, Mr. Cannon, that's critically important. This will be the test of the ruling of the Supreme Court in the CPP case. Whatever document is signed, would it be binding? If they sign any agreement, would it be binding? You see it?
Yeah.
Would it be binding if they sign any agreement? Would it be binding?
And if it's not binding, I mean, there's no coalition.
Exactly. So either way you put it, you're joking with this thing, but this thing is bigger than you think. It's bigger than you think. That means, more likely so, President George Weah could not even go to the second round.
Yeah.
Think about this.
If they go as the CDC, if they go as just the CDC and the NPP go NPP, everybody go their way. Let's say ANC go ANC, Unity Party go Unity Party. This thing could end up between Joseph Boakai and Lizana Cummings.
But here's the thing, Sam.
If Joseph Boakai runs.
Here's the thing to think about. Mr. Connie. Even let's talk about the coalition. Let's come to the CDC itself, the Congress. There is so much disenchantment in there as well. Citizens are feeling marginalized.
Yeah.
To the point that I'm hearing this guy, Dr. Tenor, calling strange bedfellows.
Strange bedfellows.
You know what that really means? When somebody's not calling you strange bedfellow, you know what I mean? You understand? So that means within this noise that is within the coalition is stemming from the CDC itself, the Congress for Democratic Change.
And then the guy went further. He called Moluba Molu a victim.
Okay.
He said Moluba Molu is a victim. He also mentioned Akalagre. He said that Akalagre may pretend as if everything is okay. But deep down they know it's not okay. And you could see, or you can tell, the body language, the way things are done by Moluba Molu. You can tell that everything is not okay. And imagine you could not win when everything was okay. Since the 2017 election, they have lost all major elections. Geelong Part 1, Geelong Part 2.
And Mr. Kennedy, that was going to be my next question. I'm not trying to cut you off, but I wanted to ask you this part because I think this is important. Do you think
Yeah.
the CDC should carry Moluba Molu as chairman? Now, think about this. Considering all the losses he's taken since he's become chairman, considering all the noise within the party, there has not been a cohesion between the party and the governance. Do you think Moluba Molu should still remain the campaign chairman or the party chairman come the 2023 presidential election? What risk does it pose? What do you think?
We have no choice. We has no choice. And the McGill wings of the CDC, they have the president's ear. And the Moluba Molu wings of the CDC, they have all the disgruntled, the Zogo, all the disgruntled, the Zogos, the disenchanted, the disenfranchised, whatever, you call them. They are following Moluba Molu and the Alcala Grey and the likes. So, like the civilized wing, or the intellectual wing, or the governance wing of the party, the president listened to them. The people that got the number for the election are the ones that are getting access to the president.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why because the now election is around the corner. That's why they're threatening him. Like they are using the people that they have, the Zogo branch of the CDC, headed by Akala Gray and the other people. They are using those people as the bargaining chips to say, hey, election is here. You've been treating us like we did nothing. You've been treating us like as if we're not important. Now elections are here. Are you going to listen to us that elected you, or that we elect you a king? Or are you going to follow the strange bear fellows? The guy said. So who are you going to follow? Who are you going to listen to? We have the vote. They have the book. They have the education. They have all the things you can think of. But we have the vote. So they are threatening the president to be forced to listen to them. And guess what? If the president listens to those people, the Magé, the Tue, and the other, I don't know, strange bedfellows, they will go against the president. And the president cannot operate on his own because he doesn't have the mental capacity, the technical know-how to run a government. The president has no clue. So it depends on those strange bedfellows. The people who the guy said they hijacked the victory. the people that hijacked the victory.
Yeah, that guy getting noise.
But the man said the real fight is coming. The man said either negotiate with them, or the disintegrity, or they'll go ahead and destroy the party. Or he said they might have two parties, two CDC.
More likely, so that would be, and if the Papa about it, the owner fight is coming right at the verge of the 2023.
And okay, now assuming that you have the fight, you have two CDC from the Democratic, I don't know what you call it, Congress for Democratic Change, and then you have the NPP and I don't know the other one, PDP, whatever, the LPDP, how do you call them? LPDP, LDP, what? How do you call it there? Electoral party, I don't know.
LPDP, I think LPDP or something like
that. LPDP. So what it stands for?
It just stands for Corruption King Kong. That's just a hell of a corrupt group of people that they come together just to corrupt Benin.
He said stand for what?
It's a hell of a corrupt group of people. That's why it's stand for. Hell of a corrupt group of people. So what then?
It stand for corruption, Kiko.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. That's the abbreviation for it. I tell you.
The acronym help. How do you call this? PDP. He said it stands for what?
Corruption
Corruption.
King Kong. That's it.
Okay.
Someone likes it.
All right. So imagine having they already fighting among themselves. So that means the new CDC now will be recruiting from that corruption King Kong party to the NPP, or maybe NPP will be now taking people to from that. You see, so it's going to be like serious problem. And Liberia, just remind you, in Liberia, we care less. Majority of the people who are leadership, they care less about country. Everybody care about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They care about themselves. They don't care about the country. So in the end, you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen in the end? The same thing that happened to CDC, to CPP. That's what's going to happen. Every monkey will carry their own tail. And we'll see now who will be who.
And you know what? This disenchanted seditions who felt marginalized or whatever, they will be looking for a new home. They would be looking for somewhere to go. So, well, let's turn to the Mr. Cannon, let's turn to the
you made me laugh so much.
Let's turn to the phone line. Yeah, but that abbreviation for that corruption can go on. That's it. That's the what you call it. That's it. Nothing else. Point
I asked you the acronym.
That's what LPDP stand for. When you want to make sense of everything that what it stands for. Simple. Oh, what else?
Okay, open the line.
Okay, let's yes, caller, what's your name? What you call it?
I'll add the other number there. Go ahead.
Yeah, add the other number there. Why we get this caller? Caller, what's
acronym for LPDP's Corruption Kingo is so funny.
That Corruption Kingo Association, that's it. Nothing less, nothing more.
I know, right? But I mean, I listen to Sekou. I did Sekou say almost everything from the beginning, from the opening monologue concerning the elections in the Lofa County and the impact it will have on the 2023 race. I think it gets regular politics. It's all about putting a spin on the outcome and managing expectation. And it goes both ways. In Lofa County, I think the United Party is going to get a sympathy for the Samuka group, people that were deny that seat. So if United Party wins that seat, people will be like, okay, yes, they were expected of them. They had a sympathy for that Prime Samuka was denied the same constitutionally. So they cast them a better chance. But like Sekou said, if CDC closes the gap by a significant margin, where in the United Party only pull it off by the skin of the teeth, then CDC will be like, okay, it will be like a referendum on Joseph Parker. It will be like, okay, we necessarily didn't have to win the county, but the result alone is something to encourage that we can use and allocate resources in the Lofa County comes 2023. That would be the argument. Because if you look at on Joseph Parker, we lost like 4 seats in that special election. I think it was in Bon or Nimba, either Bomi or Green Cayman, in 4 different regions in the country. So yes, if the United Party candidate come up with that seat, it won't be too much of a big deal looking at 2023. But if the United Party again, on the other hand, win that seat massively with a huge margin of victory, then I think it will just be the continuation of a wrecking ball on the CDC. But like I keep telling people, man, the end of Georgia administration started on July 26th the following year, after failing the SKD to the Raptor. When Georgia walked into an empty stadium, I knew it was the end. And CDC have never recovered from that event, whether you like it or not. I mean, Moses, if you've been following trend of events in Liberia, like I said, when Georgia walked into an empty stadium with foreign delegates, presidents from other African countries, maybe around the world, that came to that occasion, the CDC have never been the same. They had a shadow of themselves. They just been one after another. So, like, all this internal wrangling with almost every party. The CDC is also now with the NPP thing and all the screech bear fellows you got talking about. Everybody coming with their own versions will have to move the party forward. That's going to test the coalition of the CDC. Because it was expected for there to be a rift within the CPP when you bring four parties together in a collaboration, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's a very tough thing to put it together. But for CDC coalition, it was a white ballot. Georgia is ahead, and anybody coming into that particular group, you either play second, third, or fourth fiddle, either way you want to say it. So for the first time, the CDC coalition will be tested, and you don't want to be testing coalition very close to the election.
Exactly.
We can harmonize it, we can drag it and go into round number 2. Okay, the damage has been done already. We are repairing the damages. But when it comes to the ruling party and this whole power struggle, about how they will formulate their ticket, taking into consideration what happened to Joel Howard Taylor, where the CDC wants the Moluba Molu of the war, the Eugene Fago of the war, it won't be an easy thing to put together. So I think the timing this time, it will play to the CPP's advantage as compared to the the CDC coalition, because right now, it's just not going good for the CDC. And I know whether it's politically, whether it's about momentum, whether it's about enthusiasm, whether it's about the voter sentiment, the winds are just not blowing in the CDC favor. So they could be having all the resources they want. We have seen it before. Resources doesn't guarantee you an election. Thomas Fowler is a victim. Fannie Sherman was a victim. Robert Sully was a victim. So just because you have money at this stage, I think that bring people, except anyone with an ounce of a brain knows very well that Georgia is just not capable of managing your country, and you can tell that from your own party. The attendance, whether it was the Dillon Part 1, the Dillon Part 2, they just don't have it anymore. And we'll see what happens in 2023. And then we thank for the time, guys.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. Thank you. That's as always, that's Brazilian Wong from Minnesota. Cyrus is always on point. Yeah, so there go the number. What the other new thing where you put it looking cool. I like it. I see
you not seeing it?
No, I see myself on TV. I looking super. Okay, all right. I like that one.
Oh, Steve, you're so funny.
Yeah, but Mr. Canada, that's the truth.
I couldn't just stop laughing. I had to get myself off because I was laughing so much. You know, with your definition of the acronym for is just corruption can come. So yes, I put both numbers there. So folks, you can call. Let's see here.
Well, Mr. Cannon, that's just the truth of the matter, though. These guys, I'm not really sure, you know. I'm not really sure.
So you say getting some calls or what's going on here? If not,
no, I have not gotten.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The line, the other phone is on as well. So yeah, so I think we already over the 2 hours mark.
Yes, I think we are too.
Yeah, so I want to say something, you know, before you decide to go here. So, speaking of CDC, 2023 is going to be very, very, very interesting. You know, I said this before, Steve. I said the problem, those who are really frustrated talking about how much the oppositions are divided, they're not supporting each other, they're destroying each other, blah, blah, blah.
I think I'm getting a call here.
Okay, that's fine. I will still say it
when you calling from, please.
When you feel your caller.
You're talking too low, caller. Can you please restate your name, please?
That person.
Eugene Hammer calling from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
Yes. Can you please be a little audible, please?
Maybe, you know, lousy place, maybe in the bathroom or whatever it is.
Yeah, I beg you, please be a little audible.
Yeah. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's a little better now.
Okay. I was just listening to you in the circle, and you guys gonna be shocked, man. See when it compares it in Lofa. All this is true. You have great understanding. praying. So don't be surprised that we get at least way in Lofa County.
I'm not hearing him. Honestly
My
speaking.
man, why you talking myself? I find it hard. You're making a very good point.
Yeah, it's like he's somewhere where.
Yeah, you're making a good point, but we can't get you, bro. I beg you, can you please?
If you're on Bluetooth, just take it off and just listen.
Can you take out a Bluetooth or something that you have on?
Okay. That's what I'll do. Okay.
Yeah, I beg you.
It's a Bluetooth that can do it. You can call back.
Hello?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah,
point.
You see, you want to call back. Yeah, so the point I was making, Steve, is that when you are in a country, when you're elected to run the country, just do your job. Do things you were elected for. Don't rely on the failure of the opposition.
Right.
People elected you for a reason. Don't also depend on the past government. That every time you are questioned, that every time people talk about you, then you point finger to the past government. You were elected because of the failure of the past. You were elected to do better. You were elected to change things around for the better, right? But if you are only there to point finger at the past government or refuse to work, refuse to govern yourself accordingly, refuse to provide necessary or basic necessity, if you will, for the people. If you fail to do that, you engage in corruption on a daily basis. You are there speaking, spending money uncontrollably. Trust me. You cannot depend on the failure of the opposition, because why? People always gravitate towards change, Steve.
Right.
If people are fed up, if people are tired with you, and now the mindset of every Liberian, whether you support CDC or you're against CDC, is that this government is corrupt. The mindset of every Liberian at this point that this government is a failure. The mindset of majority of Liberians today is that George Weah is incompetent, proven by everything, his action on a daily basis. When the people are suffering, thinking about what to eat tomorrow, the president is there dancing buka.
Yep.
When the people are suffering, worrying about their child being raped the next day, the president is doing nothing but dancing. When people are thinking about what to eat tomorrow, when the people are thinking about the school, how to send their children to school, the president is there dancing buka. His friends are traveling, living large, traveling to Paris for wedding, to Dubai, to Israel. While other people can't even afford to put on their table. Those are all clear indication of incompetence. Every other president can dance. Obama used to dance at times, but occasionally. And at the same time do his job. But you're not doing your job. That's why people got problem with the president dancing too much or singing every day. If you are showing seriousness 90% of the time, the 10% if you're having some fun, that's fine. That is the problem. The problem is not about, the president got to be him, you got to be with your people. That's true. But at the same time, you do your job first. Then you can play last. Everybody living in America and other Western countries, we always say that we stress, we always work. You must find some time, at least, to have some fun. That's why people go out on weekends. People take vacations. That is after work. But if you're not doing your job, you're just going around every day. People are going, oh, we're going to take it seriously. That is the problem. So that's why CDC is a serious concern. People who think that, oh, because the opposition somehow, this integrity, they are destroyed, they self-destroyed, they are now doing anything. In fact, the opposition will go down. No, you are making mistake. At the end, you're not going to look at who is united, who is not united. You're going to look at who's going to do the job. You're not going to look at, oh, because the opposition are not united, so that means an incompetent president or do nothing in government or corrupt government that strangulate their own people should be elected because other person are not united. No. You want to see somebody who can do the job. But let me tell you something funny, Steve. Every time when you talk about somebody who can do the job, you know what the people can say? Oh, you're supporting commies. So I was like, okay, so that commies can do the job, eh? Like commies is able to do the job, like commies is the best person. Because when you say elect the best person, what are you calling him? They say, oh, you communist supporter.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means they know exactly who can do the job.
It means that they think communist is the one that can do the job. Now you're not saying it.
Yeah, but they know.
So when you say support somebody who got a track record, so do something to somebody, support somebody who can do the job, support somebody who can manage the economy, support somebody who can change the country for the better, then they say, oh, you communist supporter. Even with not a single day I've sat on this platform and say, hey, support communists. Never, ever. I've not said that. Never. But every time you talk good about the country, and you tell me, you don't support corrupt-minded people. When you say that, they say, oh, you want us to support communists. That means the other people that they're thinking are corrupt, which is wrong. Every time you say, hey, support good people, support people who can change the country, support people who got answer for this country, support people based on their record, support people who can change this country economy, who can revitalize the economy, who can change the country around to make it like other countries. They say, oh, you communist supporter. So that is to say, okay, these people who are saying that believe that communist is the person that can change the country for them. But they want to hear it from your mouth. They want you to say it.
Well, even Mr. Kane, even without saying it, in all honesty, even without saying it, they know. It's just because most of us, we are inherently dishonest people. We make excuses not to do the right thing. The only thing, we are one of the group of people as Liberians, I know, that would make excuses to not do what is right. We're the only group of people that I really know that do that. We'll do all other things, we'll find excuses. We'll say, oh, the man, a good man, that person, a good woman, but you know what? Let's just wait. Another time, you know what? The person, they not get a number. How the number will kind of, and a human being can get number? And a human being can bring number? Who can make human being popular? Who can make him and another human being? And King John, when I come here, I want to make human being popular. That another human being can make human being popular. That human being can promote another human being. So if you know that something is good or someone is good, why not support what is good? Why make excuses to not support that thing? Only because you have a hidden agenda, or you think that this person, which is good, will do what is right. Let me tell you something. Behind closed doors, I'm aware there are informations that we know. To be honest, Mr. Kane, these people know what is right. They have just chosen not to do what is right. And that's just the bottom line. They know what is right. The same thing with George Weah. They knew George Weah was not up to the task. They knew it. It was not a hidden secret. They knew it. They knew George Weah was not up to the task. The only reason you see them mad today is because these strange bad fellows came and isolated them. So they versed today. Today they have become advocates. Today some of them now they are speaking the wrong. That's it. That is just the matter. Same thing, God forbid, if you were to give this country to United Party, somebody who supported United Party before when the clash starts, they will become advocate. That's just the matter of, they just want to keep going in cycles. They don't want to do the right thing. But
this person, I don't know, Honorable Maximum Musima Kone,
yes,
say you should invite them. You can invite yourself. All you need to do is just contact Steve. You want to come on the show.
He did reach out. He left me a message. I will call him back.
Okay, yeah, call him back.
He did. I will call him back for sure.
Yeah. So call the person back and invite. I mean, you can invite yourself, folks. Anybody you want to come on this show, trust me, just contact Steve. The main Facebook need a Mose. So you can invite yourself. We will bring you on and have a conversation. This is the only platform that belongs to everybody. We don't pick and choose. We don't belong to any political party or parties. We are Liberians. We belong to Liberia. So anybody can come on this platform. Whether you want to talk about politics, you want to talk about business, you want to talk about anything. Even if you decide to talk about your own living room thing, the kind of food you can eat, we'll bring you on. We're going to talk about it. Anything we want to talk about. So long you don't come here and insult people, we'll bring you on.
Well, we'll call it a day for today. We've gone over the 2 hours mark here, Mr. Cool. Tomorrow we'll be on for mental health and wellness, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 Arizona time, 5 Midwestern time, p.m. Invite someone. Tomorrow we'll do the continuation of the program. We'll finish up defense mechanism tomorrow. We have 2 other guests lined up, Decanty and Masa Duopo. We're in touch with them. We're also in touch with another guest from Liberia that would be joining us on the show. I will not rush to call the person's name yet until everything is finalized, but she will be from Liberia. She will be one of our guests.
So Steve.
Yes.
This person that can appear here as Facebook user from the internet, but on the phone.
Yeah.
G Flow.
That Flomo.
Okay, yeah, but it can show like you are right. You can come on the computer. You can show like Facebook user, so it doesn't show name. So what Flomo want to come talk about? You want to come talk about what, the police department, or how you going to run the police department in Liberia when anytime we take the presidency, I will make him police director. In Liberia, so you can take the experience from here and go reform Liberian police.
La Padre Sulu joy won't get him. Padre Sulu, I love my boy.
I want to get him Padre Sulu job.
Don't get him Padre Sulu job. Padre Sulu, then soon as somebody threatening their position, is that taking the person? Is that looking for the person? Yeah, but we'll be on Saturday. Sunday we're continuing with Leo. We'll confirm everything here. Saturday we will be on. Thank you for following us, SKT. Mr. Kanye, you want to take us home? Because I'm out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I like the new thing you put on. What the new thing you put on? I like the thing.
You want me to leave it like that?
Yeah, I look like on TV. I look like I'm on TV. Look at that.
Oh, okay. No problem. We'll leave it like that.
I mean, correction. Can. So you have a good day. Thank you so much. And Mr. Kane, hey, you taking it there? You taking it from there?
I'm good. I will take care of you.
Thank you. Ciao.
So folks, yes, we are here and we are about to go home. I think we have done a lot. So yes, we will be on. Steve will be on tomorrow with other people to discuss what he does on weekend on Friday. And we will be here on Saturday and Sunday. I want to say thank you to all of you. Let me see here what kind of song to play. I always play some Malolo song, but I don't know what kind of song I want to play right now. Yeah, I'll play some Malolo. Play some Malolo. One they call Bossy.
Pito Calite!
Samalolo, Bossy. Yeah, Jade Ken, I'm when music Bossy over. Jade, Bossy, then the man, the music, Bossy, then the music la. Bossy dene. Aya bossy dene. Jate bossy dene man music la. Bossy dene kwanya music la. Bossy dene. Wali yangu mango bossy dene. Muso nyuma ungo mango bossy dene. Mambien bolongo bossy dene. Ai envien bolongo bossy dene. Ikitu na de bossy dene. Boss. So then gabala US la na kono mo usi ni biro la chair I am gonna ka wala kela ne kene ti se tamala just with the lamp on no go wala ngadela I am so nyuma wi ngotela la be masacha wo loma MBP la Vesi basini nsini mambi kono uwo dala kala mbenji la bega mako boss wa iwe kibole diananke bolo ibala heji ko bake samalolo nata anfele kono heji la morovia be afa kana ben ko bossy dene Antonio Soare gin against me manga yako a bossy the way KPC Chico Bros movement jate the tell a bossy the way that against samalolo na manager Mr. York na bossy the way Mr. Duke na bossy the way Azaya ngo merci lile atisi ala chomo ngo bossy lile Udi plem ngo bossy lile Mimisto da jina lile journalist ya style ya bossy lile Madam President tumba fofana kwanye kama sango bossy lile Seku kutubu mande festival chairman a chomo ngo bossy lile Seku kene SKTV chomo ngo bossy lile kwanye kabele uzu so kama dingo ngo bossy lile Sa bola bositile yama bi sanze do bana si ala bositile ya telefone wali wo ban bositile fane dagbele ti bolo bositile nena fola ngo bosile ne na ijugo bala mo ne na wali la be wadi ko na VIP nene muzo nyuma si amasini cheli na e kwanda te bola masini boy bola njifala kwa mi yo masini kisa manga obo ko shini bo belo nena go masini wali bolo ate bana gani ko ni bana aya fama ko rappel bana Bena fesi pasingana Gada le na fola konga jini ngusi tona Pasto ko posi dene mane miziki la Posi dene kwenye miziki la Posi dene Aya posi dene Jate posi dene mane miziki la Posi dene kwenye miziki la Posi dene Wali yangu mango posi dene Muso nyuma ungo mango posi dene Mambien bolongo posi dene Ai envien bolongo posi dene Ikitu na de posi dene Boss Kana joy jalala Yakonde ba wuka saodo ijalala Nyado dini wala Anachalo na awa nyado malo Ngona kia di wala Mambila lo no one sin lolo Nyado stali yalo Fesi yenga na ne jatile lo Nikaka manga itene ijala balola Bossy dile